Dwervelwind is the spinning coaster at Toverland. I think Mach Spinners are some of the best family coasters on the market, and this one is no different. Find out why this is a pretty darn good ride in this review. Les Paul in France opened Twist in spring of 2011. This was the first Mach spinning coaster built in Europe in nearly 1.5 decades. Later that year, Toverland announced they would be building a new themed area for the 2013 season named Magic Valley, and the land's anchor attraction would be a clone of Twist named Dwervelwind. Construction for the new coaster was ahead of schedule, so it opened for a few weeks in the fall of 2012. It reopened once again in the spring of 2013 with the rest of the new area. And I really like the look of this ride. The ride has a natural vibe to it. There's a lot of greenery around the coaster, which fits in with the ride's green track. The queue lies this windy path through the center of the attraction past ponds, plants, and rocks. Then you reach the station, which is a work of art. It's a giant hut with giant trees sprouting from the side. The interior has all sorts of ivy and vines hanging from the ceiling. This is paired with some multicolored twinkling lights too. And that's not all. The coaster has a custom soundtrack from IMAscore. It's a cheerful soundtrack giving the whole attraction a delightful and whimsical vibe. This not only plays in the station, but continues throughout the entire ride because the trains are affixed with onboard audio. Dwervelwind has 2 trains and the park will run both on busy days. Each train is comprised of 4 cars. Each car sits 2 pairs of riders back to back, so each train can hold up to 16 people. You are free to choose any row you'd like, and I recommend either the front or back car. You get a more open view, and I think the forces are a smidge better there. Once dispatched, you turn out of the station and ascend the 66-foot or 21-meter tall lift hill. You may spin a little bit on the lift, but usually you will not start to spin until you crest the top. At the top, you have a slow turn high above the ground that will initiate the spinning, and you'll stay spinning for a good chunk of the twisty layout. Then you head down a big curving drop. If you take it sideways or backwards, you may get a tummy tickling sensation. This drop is also where the musical score intensifies into a more triumphant tune that is maintained throughout the ride. The drop is followed by a low turn with some good G's, and it immediately heads into a big horseshoe turn. It's a disorienting maneuver because you likely will not be facing forwards. Those up front are pushed into the element, while those in back get pulled down to the ground. You then rise back up, getting an okay pop of airtime. Then you have back-to-back S-bends. One takes you back down to ground level, then you have another one immediately afterwards. The second is particularly good. It is fast and snappy, and it's the point in the ride where the vehicle will be likely spinning at its fastest. You then have an S-hill. You crest it sort of slowly, and then the train suddenly gets pulled over it, giving a pop of airtime for those in back. This is immediately followed by another low turn that pulls some decent Gs. Then you have some last undulations on the way back to the brake run. The final hop into the brakes gives an okay burst of airtime up front, and very minimal negative Gs in the back. You then slow down, and the musical score reverts back to a calmer, more relaxing tune. You then return to the station, ending the 1,640-foot or 462-meter long coaster. Now let's talk about the pacing and smoothness. Dwervelwind maintains its speed quite well for this type of ride, and the constant directional changes encourages plenty of spinning to keep riders guessing what will come next. It took me a few rides to memorize the layout. Then the coaster is glass smooth too, which is not too surprising for this model. So what would I rate Dwervelwind? I would give this coaster a 7 out of 10. This is a good spinning coaster. The layout itself is pretty darn good. No standout element per se, but it just fluidly moves through the course, keeping a constant spin while offering a pinch of extra forces. And the whole experience is plussed by the landscaping, theming, and musical score. I think I prefer most of the other Mach spinners I've been on, but that's not a mark against Dwervelwind. I'd still take it over the spinning coasters from most other manufacturers, and it's a great fit for Toverland because it has a low height requirement for kids, and it's a fun layout for all ages. So those are my thoughts on Dwervelwind at Toverland. What are your thoughts on the spinning coaster? How do you think it compares to the other Mach spinners out there? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.